Welcome to all of y'all watching Trash Talk Podcast. Once again, I'm here with JJ. JJ, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Are you looking forward to this one?
Yes.
Oh, so am I. So, first of all, tell me what we got today.
Well, first of all...
No, not first of all that. First of all, here's a giveaway, right?
Oh.
People, tell me in the comments, what am I wearing on my head as we record this video? JJ, what happens if they do?
They win a free subscription to TrashcanTV.
Provided they guess correctly.
Yes.
But what if... JJ, I'm subscribed already. What do I get? What do I get?
You can suggest a podcast topic for a future... Well, podcast.
For a future...
I kind of talked myself in the
Life
corner
is Strange
there.
gameplay. Dude, of course. For a future podcast, which we may or may not cover. Okay? If you got it and we can confirm that you subscribed to the channel before you commented on the video, yeah, you can suggest a topic. Like we did with the 10 subscriber special. They could suggest a video. But we still want to get people involved, so we're doing that. Okay, JJ, what is the first topic this time, for real?
So, you have looked up how much damage every Hearthstone class can deal in a single turn?
Here's the thing. Let me explain that shit, right? Highest possible damage in Hearthstone in one turn for each class. JJ is going to guess how much damage it is. And are you going to guess how it works, or maybe maybe about the method, because sometimes it's a bit complicated. About the method, how that might work. Okay, few ground rules. Okay, I'm gonna just read them out. I'm looking at the video right now, and I'm gonna credit the dude. Let me do that right now. All right, this is a YouTube video. The dude's name is Hysteria. Okay, it's capital H Hysteria, and the A at the end is also capitalized. Dude's got more subs than we do, but I shout him out anyway for providing us with this information. Alright, the rules is no help from cards played a turn earlier. No help from your opponent. No random effects. No hero power. Okay? All cards are presumed to cost 0 mana.
Okay.
Okay? So you can have... So you got 10 cards on your hand in whatever way you want, and however much you can do with that, okay?
Yes.
So you want to go from 9 to 1? What do you think is the class with the least damage per turn in one turn possible? And how does it work?
So because of course you can deal a lot of damage with spells, I would assume that the classes that don't use that many spells, especially not that many aggressive spells, were relatively low on the list.
All right.
Paladin can buff their charges. It's probably either warrior or priest.
Want to take a guess?
Let's say warrior.
It's a druid.
It's druid.
It's a druid. Do you want to guess how much damage?
Okay.
Throw a number out there.
Okay, those are gonna be crazy high because all cards are basically free. Single turn druid. They can't really do much. Let's say like 30.
It's 148.
Okay, it's a bit more than I thought. Okay.
148, and I'm gonna play this video and tell JJ exactly how it's done. Okay, so the first thing he does is he's going to play Malygos.
Yes.
Okay, so wild cards are also in there, which is a spell damage plus 5. It's a 412. So he's playing Malygos. I'm just going to live action. Okay, Faceless Manipulator.
Yes.
On
to
Malygos.
Get another Malygos, yeah.
Another Faceless Manipulator again on Malygos. So,
yeah,
okay.
that's pretty obvious.
Prince Taldaram, right? If your deck has no 3-cost cards, transform into a 3/3 copy of a minion. So, another Malygos.
Yeah.
For spell damage, right? Okay, now we got Ultimate Infestation to the face, right? 20 damage.
Wait, 4 Malygoses.
4 Malygoses.
So that should be Ultimate Infestation 5 plus 20 from the Malygos. So
it's
that's
at
25.
20. Oh, no, it's at 20 there. But anyway, yeah, it might be 25. Okay, let's see what he's doing next. Starfire. 25 damage.
Yes.
Another Starfire.
Of course.
25 damage. And he's got... I'm telling you as he plays it. A swipe to the face. Another swipe to the face.
Which is 24 each.
And another ultimate infestation.
Which is, again, 25. So that would be 148.
Yeah, which is what I said.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
148.
Keeping up with the math, yeah.
Okay, number 8.
So
you won't be able to keep up with the math through the entire video, I can tell you that.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Technically, you could do more.
Could you?
I'm not sure how exactly the rules work, but you could play Gadgets and Auctioneer first.
Which is what?
You draw a card whenever you cast a spell.
Okay.
So you could then have more damaging spells. But I
Alright.
assume they intentionally did not use that because at that point you could use your entire deck.
Yeah, you were supposed to do that with. Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Next class.
Yeah, next class.
I'm guessing Warrior again.
It's Shaman.
It's Shaman.
Guess a number?
Man. Well, of course, it's logically speaking more.
Mm-hmm.
Let's guess 218.
It's 216.
Damn!
Damn close. Okay, here's how it goes. Leroy Jenkins.
Oh, of course.
Dropping to the board. Bran Bronzebeard. Dropping to the board. Bone Mare.
Uh-oh.
And we're using the Bone Mare on the Leroy Jenkins.
Yes,
Another Bone Mare.
So he's at 14.
Also using him at the Leroy Jenkins. Now he's
He's
at
at 22.
He's at 22. Faceless Manipulator.
So now we have...
No, wait, no, that's not right. Youthful Brewmaster first.
Okay. To get the Bone Mare back to the hand.
Exactly.
Okay,
the
yeah.
Bone Mare. Then I'm gonna look at how he does it. Okay. Rockbiter Weapon.
That's plus 3.
On the Leroy, twice.
Yes, so that's plus 6, so he's at 28.
Yeah. We're gonna Bone Mare him again.
So he's at 30.
He's at 32.
32, okay.
Give him Wind Fury.
Oh.
And Faces Manipulate him twice. So we got 3 Charge, Wind
32
Fury,
Wind Fury, yeah.
36 Leroy Jenkinses.
36. Oh yeah, because yeah. Yeah, so...
Quite straightforward. That's how he does it. 260 damage. JJ, would you like to take a guess for the next class?
I kind of want to guess Warrior again.
It's a rogue.
Gotta come up at some point.
Gotta come up at some point. Number?
Number. It's a bit higher again. I'm guessing the jumps are... Rogue can do some crazy shit. Let's say 304.
235. I'm waiting for
Okay.
you to nail one of those numbers. Okay, starts off with Malagos again.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Razor Petal Lasher. Add a
Yes.
Razor Petal to your hand that deals 1 damage. No, wait, that's not what we play. First, he plays Bran Bronzebeard.
So he gets
makes-
2, yeah.
Okay. Shadowcaster.
Yes.
Which does, I can look up what it does if you don't. Alright, Shadowcaster. Choose a friendly minion, add a 1/1 copy of it to your hand. That costs
Oh, yeah.
like Shadowcaster does it on
They
the
didn't
on the
tell me
Malagos.
Yeah.
Or gets 2 copies actually, because Bran
Because Brian, yeah.
plays both Malagoses.
So he's at spell damage
Yeah.
plus 15.
Faces
yes.
Manipulator on Malagos.
So he's at spell damage plus 20.
Exactly. Alright, then he picks up the Razor Petal Volley.
Yes.
Add 2 Razor Petals to your hand.
So he now has 4 Razor Petals. He's at spell damage plus 20. Yes.
Another, what's it? The other Razor Paddle. Yeah, another one. That's another Razor Paddle to your hand. Shadow
Yes.
Strike the face.
Yes.
Razor Paddle Lasher. And now it's Razor Paddle Volley. Like all the ones he got
Yeah.
to the face for 21 damage each.
Dude, yeah.
And he Shadow Stabs the Razor Paddle Lasher.
Yes, and does it again for another
it again.
42 damage.
And Shadow Stabs it again.
For another 42 damage, yes.
For another 4 Razor Paddles, which do 21 damage each.
I'm kind of questioning if you couldn't have removed one of the Razor Petal Volleys and gotten another Faces Manipulator in there.
Not sure. Maybe.
Because then you would have had 2 times 21 damage less, but every spell would have dealt 5 damage extra.
I'm not too sure.
I mean,
Maybe
I
there
don't see the video.
wasn't enough space on the board or something. I don't know. Okay, next class. Would you take a guess?
I'm gonna regret it if I don't guess Warrior and it's Warrior, so I'm gonna say Warrior again.
Warlock.
It's Warlock, okay?
Number.
He can probably deal more damage to himself in one turn than to the opponent.
Rogue was 235. Warlock
268.
236.
Wow.
1 damage more. So, would you want to take a guess? We didn't do that yet. How do you think it works? I
mean, if he wants to deal damage with minions, he would go Doomguard, and there's probably some Power Overwhelming in there. Spells, I don't know if he can deal that massive amount of damage, so I would guess something with Charge and then Power Overwhelming, although Doomguard discards, which kind of, sucks.
Okay, we got Violet.
Leroy will be
We got
better.
Violet Illusionist. During your
Yes.
turn, your hero is immune,
Yes.
which they could probably use. Okay, Brand Bronzebeard. Welcome
Yes.
to the board. Unlicensed Apothecary?
Apothecary.
Apothecary? Unlicensed Apothecary. Have not seen that card before. Whenever you summon a minion, deal 5 damage to your own hero.
Yes.
Okay, he's playing it. Corpse Raiser.
Yes.
Give a friendly minion death rattle. Something.
Resummon this minion.
Resummon this minion? Okay.
Yes.
That's what he played. Let me look at this real quick. Puts it on the Apothecary. Bastard.
Yes.
Corpse Raiser on him again.
Yes.
Youthful Brewmaster on one of the Corpse Raisers.
Yes, and then he corpses him again, yeah.
And Corpse Raiser is the thing again. The Apothecary bastard.
Yes.
Another useful Brewmaster.
Used to be that if you evolved into him, he would deal you the damage for all the minions who evolved.
Alright.
So you would evolve an entire board of 7 minions and you would instantly take 35 damage.
Okay. And does it again. So the immune is just so he won't kill himself with the Apothecary.
Yes.
So Youthful Brewmaster's him. Does it again. Alright, what do we got here? Let me look at this. This is a... Real quick. Treachery. Choose a friendly minion, give it to your opponent.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah, gives the Apothecary to the opponent. Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah.
Plays Leroy Jenkins.
Probably kills the apothecary.
No,
Afterwards.
so now the Apothecary does all kinds of damage to himself because
Because he was sending 4 whelps for him.
corrupts,
which
yeah. And then
deals
and
20
then he
damage.
plays Twisting Nether.
Oh, because then he kills all the minions and
Kills
then
all the minions,
he resummons himself
resummons the thing
all
all
kinds
the
of
times.
times. Yeah.
Summons himself 7 times, and each of them does all kinds of damage to their own hero because 7 times they were summoned and they all
Yeah.
do the thing. So this is
I
spread up in
assume
the
he
video.
hit him in the face with Leroy first before he.
Yes,
Yeah.
just for the 6 extra damage, which puts the Warlock over the rogue. That's
By 1 point.
the Leroy. That's probably how he did it.
Let me guess. Next is Warrior.
Next is Warrior.
Yes, I finally got the Warrior.
Wanna guess a number?
So what's the last one?
236.
Let's guess 253.
240. So
Okay.
these are pretty close together. Here's how
Yeah.
it works. Grommash Hellscream
Okay,
on
yeah.
the board.
That makes sense.
Brand Bronzebeard,
I
used
mean-
almost every single time.
He deals 10 damage if he's enraged with his
Yeah.
charge. I mean, that's good.
Alright. Bone Mare, the
Yes.
Grommash.
Yes.
Bone Mare him again. You noticed Bran, right? Bran was the second one he
Yes, yes.
played. Youthful Brewmaster, the first Bone Mare.
Mare, yeah.
Play it again, put it on,
Grom, yeah.
Grommash again. So now he's got, what? 28 attack and 33 health.
Yes.
Right. Blood Razor, which as a battle cry does the 1 damage to everything. Okay, Sleep with the Fishes, which does damage to every single minion.
Yes. 3 damage to every damaged minion.
Or 3 damage, yeah. Okay, so now the Bone Mares are all gone. Faceless Manipulator, the Grommash. This card I need to look up. What he does there? So Faceless Manipulator, the Grommash. Sudden Genesis, summon copies of your damaged minions.
Yes.
Does
So
that?
you know it's 4.
Yeah, and
Groms.
plays it twice. So he's got
so theoretically would have 8,
got
but you can
7.
only have 7. Yeah.
with
because of-
34 attack each.
Okay.
They all got charged. They're all enraged. Hits him in the face. 240 warrior damage. Number 4.
That's actually pretty straightforward. I mean,
Yeah,
of course,
this-
all the
this
buffing
wasn't
and
that
stuff,
hard,
but yeah, it's basically just all kinds of Grom.
Yeah. Okay. Number 4.
Priest.
Paladin.
I really thought Paladin with all the buffing,
How much damage?
Blessing of Kings and all that stuff. Let's say 250.
408.
That was a slight jump.
Yeah, that was a jump in there. Okay. Want to guess how it could work?
I would assume it uses a lot of buffing and probably also some Faceless Manipulator and brand stuff.
Okay, so we got the hand looks pretty similar to what we've seen before. Brand Bronzebeard.
Yes.
First thing he plays. Stone Tusk Boar with the charge.
Yes.
Dino Size, set the minion's attack
To
and
10,
health to
10.
10.
Yeah.
Puts it on the boar.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bone Mare on the boar. Bone Marrow
Yes.
on the board again, which is now at 26-26. Youthful Brewmaster is a Bone Mare. Which
Wait, oh, yeah, no, never mind, yeah.
which you've already seen. Okay.
Yeah.
So Youthful Brewmaster is the Bone Mare. Next we got Blessed Champion. Doubles the
Yes,
minion's
doubles the
attack,
minion's attack, yeah.
which puts it at 68. Does it twice.
Of course he does.
Puts it at 136, and then double faces manipulators it. So
Yep.
now he's got three
3 of them.
with 136 each.
Mind you, all of those were originally 1-1.
Yeah, with the
Or,
charge.
I mean, one of them wasn't 1-1,
Yeah.
but yeah.
That's a way to buff. That's a way to buff a card. Wanna guess the next class?
Okay,
We got 3 more remaining, by the way, which is the priest, the mage, and the hunter.
it's either Priest or Hunter. Let's guess Hunter.
It's a mage.
It's the mage?
It's the mage, JJ.
If his cards are free, he can do crazy shit with like Malagos and Pyroblast.
Okay, here's how it goes, right? Bran Bronzebeard.
Yes.
I assume that was Malagos. He's doing it really quickly. Alright, he has Bran, Malagos. He's playing this really fast. I'm sorry, I need to go back sometimes and look it up. So, Bran, Malagos. Next card is Ancient Mage. Give your adjacent minion spell damage +1.
Okay, yeah.
Drops it in the middle of them.
Which they now get spell damage +2 because of Bran.
Yeah. Faceless Manipulator on the Malagos.
Which does spell damage +7.
Twice.
So he now has 21 from that and 2 on Bran, theoretically.
Prince Taldaram.
Yes, to
Which
get another
also
copy.
transformed into the Malagos. Archmage Antonidas.
Oh.
Wait.
Wait, with Antonidas, if we're assuming that the cards are free, you could do
Antonidas.
it.
Pyroblast the face.
Yeah.
And then hit fireballs until the time runs out.
I was about to say, you could theoretically deal an infinite amount of damage with Antonidas.
But we're going by turn. So he got 36 damage fireballs, and he hits them until time runs out. Which isn't like a fixed amount of damage, depending on how fast you can do that whole stuff, which is why he did it so fast, which I had to track that. And that runs to... Did I tell you how much damage it does?
I don't think so, but it's crazy amounts, I would assume.
It's 908.
Which means that Hunter and Priest can deal
Do
more than that.
Exactly.
I mean, Priest involves Valen, I would assume.
Which is the next card? Or which is the next class? What do you assume?
So at this point, I would say Hunter because I just realized how good Valen is if you can face and manipulate him a few times.
It's Priest.
It's Priest. Really?
It's Priest. Guess the number.
Like 1,236.
4,352.
Okay.
Insane. You thought Velen, right?
Yes.
Which is absolutely true. First card is Velen.
Of course it is.
Next card is Velen's Chosen. Give a minion +2, +4, spell damage +1.
Spell damage, yeah.
Does it twice on Velen, obviously, right?
Now Valen is Valen's chosen.
Exactly.
He chose himself.
He faces manipulators him twice.
Narcissistic bastard.
Alright, faces manipulators him twice. Which now I got 3 Valens, 11, 15. Then he goes Herald Wolfaji. Is that a thing?
Yeah, some copies
of each of your other minions, right?
So he now has 6 Valens.
Got 6 Valens with all kinds of spell damage on it.
All of them double and all of them do +2.
Exactly. And now here comes the damage. 1 second. He's got
Holy Fire or something like that.
Holy Fire, 1,088 damage. Another Holy Fire, and 2 Mind Blasts to also do 1,088 damage. So 4 times 1,088 damage.
The thing is, that shows you why your math teacher told you that exponential functions grow faster than anything else.
Exactly. Okay, JJ, last class.
Actually, yes, it's exponential. Okay. Last class, of course, is Hunter.
It's obviously Hunter, but here's the thing, right? How much damage?
A lot.
A lot. I've been waiting for this.
Let's say this is 5 digits. So 20,058.
It's about 5 times as much. About 6 times as much. 122,882 damage in 1 turn.
It probably
Can you imagine at all how it works?
I mean, you would have to think it's minions. It has to be charge, of course. So that makes me think either something crazy with Unleash and buffing the entire board.
Right.
Although, no, it would require an opponent's board, so that can't really work. Or something with Crush and buffing him to hell and beyond.
Okay. Here's a card that makes this whole thing work, right? Gazrilla.
Oh, its attack doubles every time, and you put a Thunder Rhino so it has charge.
Whenever this minion takes damage, double its attack.
Yeah.
Alright, so he plays Gazrilla?
Yes,
first,
that
right?
he does.
Bone Mares it.
Yes. Of course, you're buffing it first, then you double its attack over and over and over and over and over again.
Second. Here's a Baron Rivendare. Your minion's death rattles trigger twice. Plays it. Unstable Ghoul. Taunt. Death rattle deal 1 damage to all minions.
Yeah.
Another Unstable Ghoul.
Yep.
Tentacle of Zoth. Also does basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing, yeah.
Next is... Ghoul. Tentacle of Zoth.
You're basically killing the entire board, and Gazrilla can
Feign
double
death.
and double.
Trigger all death rattles. Feign death. All your minions. So that means now... Okay, both ghouls and the Tentacles of Zoth, death rattles are triggered twice each, and since they die from 3 damage, they all trigger the death rattles again.
Yeah.
Which is then, I suppose, 9 times? Which, let me quickly look up at... Okay. So the, what's it called? Gazrilla?
Yeah.
Ends up at 40,960 damage.
Okay.
Now we double Faceless Manipulators it. Drops the Thunder Rhino.
Yeah, Thunder Rhino was pretty obvious because, how else are you going to get the charge on
Look at this. I'm showing JD the screen right now. Look at it.
Yeah,
it's madness. So you got...
Hearthstone's not meant to display those numbers. I've also seen a video where they played a bunch of Yogs.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, theoretically, you could deal more damage than you could with anything else with that, but it's unpredictable.
Yes.
So they played like a bunch of them, and then stuff like Unleash the Hounds happened on like the first Yogg. So the others were already displayed on the board, but technically weren't there, and suddenly he had like 10 minions on the board.
10 hounds?
No, he had like, I don't know, like 5 hounds and 5 Yoggs or something.
Okay.
But because Yoggs appeared on the board later, and the hounds died in the meantime, they were displayed as both being there, and they just went outside of the actual boundaries of the board, and there were like minions there.
That looks weird.
It's all kinds of glitchy.
Okay, once again, shout out to this dude Hysteria, right? If you want to look that up again, that's how he's yes. Okay, that's pretty good. He's got 150,000 subscribers. Does not need a shout out from me. Gets it anyway. That was a good video. Okay, are we going into the halftime show?
I guess we are.
Is that what we do? Now, halftime show, JJ prepped it.
Yeah, so...
JJ prepped it. What do you got? Music reference.
That song is actually not in there.
It's not in there?
So, the idea is, some of you might have heard of the browser game Higher Lower.
We should play that at one point.
Yes, we should.
We are going to play that at one point.
Where you guess which thing has the higher amount of Google search results.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing it differently, but it's kind of inspired by it.
We're doing it with songs. And without Google.
And we're not guessing. We're actually just... Alex is gonna say which song is better or worse, and then we're gonna compare the second song from last comparison to the next one. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
The best part about this is that it's my opinion that's valued.
And there is something that connects every song to the next one, kind of like a word association.
A word association or a thematic thing?
But some of them are pretty far-fetched, and I'm gonna see if you also know how I got from one song to the next.
But that's good because the Higher Low browser game doesn't even have that.
Exactly.
Because in that game you could go from the Dallas Cowboys to AIDS research, which that is pretty good. That is
good. I was just waiting for you to find some connection there. I was like, yeah,
because the Cowboys are AIDS. That was pretty sure. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a 49er fan.
So,
hint to the giveaway.
So I'm gonna name the songs that we're comparing. Then you're gonna say which one you like better, and you're gonna guess how my weird twisted mind made the connection.
He's got a twisted mind. All right, hit me with the first one. What do you got?
Matchup is Living Next Door to Alice and Poison.
Okay, Living Next Door.
The connection is actually pretty simple there.
The connection is unanswered love, right? Type of thing.
I was gonna go with the name Alice, but that works as well.
Okay, fair enough. Because Alice Cooper.
Because Alice Cooper.
Okay, that's and that's also pretty tough with the higher lower part. That's like if we were playing the game higher lower, those would be equal right now.
Yeah, but the question is, right now, which one do you
Which one do I prefer? So, I'm trying to evaluate them in my head real quick, like I do for the top 10 song list. Which, if you haven't seen that podcast, you should totally do it. That video is coming.
I mean, Living Next Door to Alice definitely wins Legend.
Yes, it does. That is true. Because
that's the obvious.
Because
one.
who the bleep is Alice, right? Can't swear on this channel no more. the ad you saw before this video, they don't like it. Let me see. Living Next Door to Alice versus Poison. It's tough. I might have to say Living Next Door to Alice.
Okay.
Because of the legendary status, because it works at all times, and it's like for singing with the lyrics and all that. For the atmosphere, it's probably a better song, even though Poison is a good song.
I would probably agree with that.
Yeah.
Just FYI, I mean,
it's not like your opinion matters.
The next matchup, and this is probably the most far-fetched connection, maybe.
So Poison versus
Voices, the Randy Orton theme.
All right, yeah. It Poison in my veins, right? He's a viper and all that.
Yep.
Poison snakes.
I guess that. Yeah, that was.
Is that really that far-fetched? I don't know. Poison wins.
Yeah.
It's a good WWE theme. It's not even the best theme in the WWE.
It probably. Yeah.
Bobby Roode's better.
So.
CM Punk was a lot better.
Voices versus Cult of Personality.
Because the WWE link, right?
Yeah, the WWE's link.
Good that I already said it, Cult of Personality.
I mean, I had to find some links here. I mean, I have, I think, 11 songs on here.
Yeah.
Gotta find some links,
Voices is a good song. Cult of Personality is the one, though.
Cult of Personality versus Who Are You?
Oh, come on, JJ. That's a reference to a podcast.
Yes, it is.
Was it last podcast?
Might have been.
I'm pretty sure it was the one. It was one
of the personality tests.
Yeah, it was the one we took the personality test.
It's been a while.
Yeah, that
is 4 ago or 3 years ago.
Okay, nice one. Also, a tough question too. I'm gonna say Cult of Personality.
I would also say so.
The other one's a good song. Cult of Personality is nice. It reminds me of Punk, which is that gets some bonus.
Here's another far-fetched connection. Who Are You versus Ruby.
Ruby by the Kaiser Chiefs.
Yes.
Because in Ruby by the Kaiser Chiefs, I feel like it's all about the name. It's like there's nothing I need.
Learning what you call it and repeating your name. Or something
exactly.
like that.
Yeah. Finding out what you call it and repeating.
Finding
your
out
name.
what you call it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about the name, and in Who Are You, basically that the question is being asked. Who are you?
So
answer is Ruby. Not true.
The answer is Ruby, but
Is the answer Ruby?
For me, it is.
Is the answer Ruby and Who Are You?
Oh, no. I thought we were asking who's the next song.
I was still thinking the answer to Who Are You?
The answer is Ruby.
The answer is probably which is a better song? The answer is probably Ruby. True.
And now here's a pretty obvious one. Ruby versus Ruby Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah.
First of all, we all know that Ruby Red is the best song that contains the word Ruby. that's a fact. It's
still tough with Ruby versus Ruby Red, but yeah.
Is it really? Is Ruby that good?
I like it a lot.
It's good, but Ruby Red is your favorite Slade song.
Yes, it is.
Like, it's you indirectly disrespecting the mysterious Mr. Jones with every step you take. That's what JJ does, right?
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah, I know. I may or may not have did that on purpose. Maybe 50%, maybe not. That's the thing that JJ does, right? Wherever he goes, whatever he does, every breath he takes, every step he takes, every game he plays, he indirectly disrespects some dude called Mr. Jones, who he doesn't know, hence making him mysterious.
Exactly.
That's what he does. That's just how he lives his life. But what were the songs again?
Has he seen your wife?
Exactly. Yeah. Has he? Like,
it was Ruby and Ruby
it's just
Tuesday.
a photograph of someone that I knew. It was Ruby and Ruby Tuesday. Ruby wins over Ruby Tuesday.
Ruby Tuesday versus I Don't Like Mondays. Again, the connection.
Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was thinking for a second if the girl who the I Like Monday song was actually called Ruby, but I don't think she was. I Don't Like Mondays.
Yeah.
Because it's both true and a great song. I like Bob Geldof. No, what do you say? I like the dude.
I don't like Mondays, and actually this is probably one of the most far-fetched ones. That's all.
That's all.
Yes.
Because that's all. Because that.
It's just a shame.
It's the same. It's just a shame. That's all. Yeah. Also, the connection with school shooting and all that.
Yeah, it's kind of.
You know what would have been a pretty good connection to that?
Manic Monday.
No, I was thinking of another one. You remember how? Okay, remember how? I Don't Like Mondays was my very first song of the week.
Yes, I do.
You could have had your very first song of the week.
Oh yeah, I could have.
Which I don't remember quite what it was.
Me neither.
JJ totally has a spreadsheet and he's totally pulling it up.
I totally have a spreadsheet and totally pulling it up. My first song of the week
Behind
was
Blue Eyes by The Who.
Blue Eyes by The Who.
That would have been a good connection.
The Who were
also,
already on that list.
There would have been another good connection because like Behind Blue Eyes and I don't know if like the girl in I Don't Like Mondays had blue eyes.
But let's just assume she had to.
But like what was going on behind her innocent face, right? That type of thing. Okay, so it is I Don't Like Mondays versus
That's All.
That's All.
By Genesis.
Yeah, I Don't Like Mondays.
I would go with That's All.
No, that's probably the best song on the list so far. I Don't Like Mondays. Or am I missing something like big time right now?
And talking about it always being the same.
Always.
Is
the next by the John Bovey. This one's a tough one. Okay? Always versus That's All. That's a tough one.
It is very tough.
It is quite tough. So wait. So you're saying you're rating Always over I Don't Like Mondays?
We are going... wait, yes.
Dude, you're disrespecting the Bob. That's another debate at some point. I don't like... that's what I should have brought up in the music bed. I know it. You undervalue the song I Don't Like Mondays. Fact of the week.
Maybe that is just because, as opposed to most other people, I do not have anything against Mondays.
I hate Mondays. Mondays, just service announcement, right? Mondays are awful people. The thing is, right, I get up on Monday morning because I have to, because that's the only day I need to be in college, like, before noon, right?
That's Tuesdays for me, so, you know.
Yeah, I don't like Tuesdays?
Exactly.
Doesn't ring in, doesn't sound as, doesn't have as good ring to it, right?
Also, the normal reason why people don't like Mondays is because it's the first weekday after the weekend.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't like Mondays because I stay up pretty late watching football all Sunday night, and then I need to get up at like 7 in the morning on Monday, and on Monday afternoon coming home from college, I go to work too.
Yeah,
it's a day of the week that I have to actually do work other than the YouTube channel that still for some reason pays me more than a YouTube channel does.
Yeah, gotta work on that.
Man, as soon as that surpasses it, I'm quitting.
Are you gonna go to your boss and be like, I quit, I'm making YouTube money
I'm making the YouTube monies now. Okay, you know what? Here's the thing, right?
Sit on his desk.
Probably not. In part because he doesn't really have a desk. Because dude, he also works like it's a production business, right? It's it's basically like a factory hall.
Are you gonna shit on the assembly though?
No, I'm not. I'm not taking a shit nowhere in there. It's gross. There's dirt everywhere. But here's the thing, right? That's how I'm gonna do. But I was gonna call out the people real quick, help our channel grow so I can quit my shit job, and then I can focus more time into doing this, right? Which would be fantastic. So click on all the ads you can, and please donate to the Give Alex a Great Life Foundation.
Also, disable your ad blocker on YouTube.
Yeah, or at least use a friendly ad block or something like that.
Oh yeah,
it's like you don't see the ads, but we still get the revenue. Yeah, that would be a great thing to do.
There is some things where it's like it hides the ads, but they're technically still there. Yeah.
Not to sound like we're begging for money or anything, but right. We do invest a bunch of time in this stuff, even though our content isn't top notch, but that's because we don't have and all the time. Well. And we do invest money too. That's
for the
true.
Video games.
For the games, yeah. So yeah, if you could help us out with that, it doesn't like you don't pay us directly. We're not begging for a Patreon yet. That if we got a bigger project in the future, maybe we're getting off topic up quite a bit. I Don't Like Mondays versus what?
That's All versus Always.
Oh yeah, right. That's all. that song.
I'm tempted to agree with that.
Probably.
Next one is always versus
No,
always
never.
a place.
Okay. Always a place. Always a place. I mean, that might be the best song. That or I don't like Mondays on the list. Always a place. Hooters all day.
And
Great song.
just to go full circle, talking about places, always a place versus living next door to Alice.
Wow.
I love how that worked out.
You did that? You really did that?
So when we opened the show, like, I think it was right before we opened the show, you mentioned always a place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I finally had the link. I wanted it to go full circle, but I just couldn't find the link. And then it was like, always? Living next door to Alice? I got it. It's going full circle.
Okay, I mean, always a place wins.
Yeah.
Let's do it real quick. Okay, read all the songs and I'm gonna tell you which is the best one on the list. Always a place.
Always a place?
Yeah.
Living next door to Alice?
That's Poison.
Poison. Voices.
Yeah.
Cult of Personality.
Mm-hmm.
Who Are You?
Mm-hmm.
Ruby.
Yes.
Ruby Tuesday. I Don't Like Mondays.
Yeah.
That's all. That's not the end of the list.
Yeah.
Always. That's the end of the list.
Yeah. So yeah, it's either Always a Place or I Don't Like Mondays. Like no doubt about that. Those are the best two songs on that list.
I just like that I could go.
Ruby might be 3. Yes. I'm not sure. Those are the best two songs on that list.
Yeah.
That's the halftime show.
That's the halftime show.
Great halftime show. Maybe next time or something. I'm gonna do the same proposal for you. Something like that. So that would be. Maybe I can come up with some full circle stuff. Fact of the week.
Fact of the week.
Give me a fact of the week. I'm gonna pull up my phone and read it out because this involves a lot of numbers. The one that I have.
Okay, here's a very fun fact that actually my biology teacher told me in school.
All right.
And that is, some people, when they look into bright lights, they sneeze.
They sneeze?
And that is because all of our sensory organs are in our head, so that they have a short connection to the brain.
Can you tell me what biology teacher that was without revealing anything? Was it the person who looked like Phil Collins?
No.
Was it the lady with the red hair?
Did she have red hair? She liked Star Wars.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. Great teacher. Mrs. I won't reveal your name. Great. You're cool.
So, of course, all our sensory organs are in our head.
Yes.
I mean, touch is everywhere, but like
yeah.
Most of our senses are in our head, so that they have to travel a short distance to the brain. But because everything is so close together, sometimes the signals can get crossed. So if you have a very intense signal on your eyes, they can jump over to the neurons that connect your nose to the brain.
You sneeze?
And then you have to sneeze. So apparently there's some people
that
when they look into really bright lights, they have to sneeze. And there was at least one person in that class who was like, yeah, that actually happens to me.
Okay. Here's the thing, right? How I would have imagined that if you had just proposed the hypothesis, right? I would have imagined a bit of a placebo effect, right? Because if you look into light, you see the dust floating around the air, right?
Oh.
And when people say, "Oh, there's all dust," it's always there, but then you see it, and then you inhale, and you're like, "Oh, I got all kinds," and then you sneeze, right?
But that's just how I've been told that.
Okay.
And I mean, she's a biology teacher. Yeah, she should know what she's talking about. She
probably know what she's talking about.
I mean, I could, because the alternative to just telling you the fact would be to go on the internet and search for it, and it's like, the internet is probably less reliable.
Probably less reliable than a teacher.
Than a biology teacher. It's like, yeah.
That's true. Here's a side fact, right before I reveal my actual side fact. After the last podcast, was it? We wrote down all our facts of the week in a spreadsheet, and JJ claimed that he had always had the better facts, like all the time. And we looked through it.
I said that overall I had more better facts than you.
Yeah, exactly. And we looked at it, and all the times that we thought our facts were like a lot different values, right? I won 8 times, he won 4 times, and the rest we said were about equal.
Yeah, so
I had twice as often I had a way better fact than he did.
First of all, that was your opinion. Second of all,
you agreed to it.
Most of them, yes. Second of all, the thing is, you can't necessarily just go like, oh yeah, I win that week, you win that week, because there's a lot of ways you could evaluate that, including evaluating the entirety of the facts that one person has presented, like assigning a value to that, and then comparing that to
Listen to him complicating all the stuff. Last week it was like, oh yeah, I got 4, you got 8. That's what it is. Yeah, we both pretty much agreed on that.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing, right?
And then remembered that early on I had a lot of better facts than you did, which was true.
And I gave you the fact in the first, which my fact was Reuben Foster being a Niner.
Yes.
And I gave you that one, even though I thought that was the greatest fact of all time.
So the point is, early on I was better at the facts than you were, and then later you caught up, and it doesn't feel like we've been doing that for that long. So I felt like
we've been doing this thing for damn near half a year.
I know. It just doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't, because that's why, right? Because time passes faster when you have fun.
Exactly.
And we having fun with. That's the best job I ever had. Also, the second job I ever had.
Also, probably the worst paid job you've ever had.
Yeah, it's true. Not for long though. You hear that, boss? You hear that? All right.
He totally watches our videos.
Totally does. If he does, I'm fired. But if he doesn't, then I'm cool. Okay, my fact of the week. Okay, one more thing, right? JJ then said that he's now going to come up with really good facts so he can catch up with me, right? And I'm not letting that happen because my fact of the week is equally as good as yours. JJ, if you are a black male between the ages of 20 and 30 and you live in the United States of America...
Most likely cause of death is cops.
That's what I was saying. That's also not true.
I'm joking.
Not at all true.
I'm joking.
That's a whole nother statistic. And you're 6'7" or taller, there is a 25% probability that you are currently or will relatively soon play professional basketball in the NBA.
Okay.
And I read that fact and I couldn't believe it, right?
I can see how height matters, but why does skin color matter so much?
I don't know. But like almost 70% of NBA players are black.
Okay.
With only like 14% of the American population being
so
black.
That brings up a few questions. Is that related to biological factors? Is it related to social factors?
It definitely is related.
If it's social factors, then there's something wrong with society.
Yeah. Because
skin color should make a difference.
It is probably related in a way to both. Because, for example, okay, it is definitely related to stuff like social, right? Because there's a lot more black athletes in basketball and football, for example. Whereas a lot, look at golf, right?
Yeah.
Or like even baseball. There's a lot like whites dominate baseball, I want to say.
To be fair, if you told me that blacks on average are taller, I would totally believe you.
I'm not even sure if that's the case.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
But here's another thing, right?
Me, I would believe you.
Biological stuff.
And that would fit for basketball.
Biological stuff, right? And this is, I noticed specifically from football, right? The positions that are dominated by black players in football, wide receivers, cornerbacks, running backs, which are like not as big guys, like they're all around like a 200 pounds mark, which is still big for a person, but not for a player. Around 6 feet tall and really fast and athletic and agile.
Well, to be fair, the world records for the fastest sprint is held by a black guy.
Exactly. Ever seen a 100-meter dash at the Olympics? Like one white guy if you're lucky. But the positions that are dominated by whites by a mile, for one, linemen, like offensive linemen, and tight ends, which are pretty big guys, really tall guys, somewhat athletic, not as like they're those are the 300-pounders, right?
Yeah,
like
I know one of those.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not 300 pounds. I am a white guy, and I play a line, even though I got the body of a running back or like a linebacker, which means I'm one of the like medium-sized dudes in the NFL.
I was totally talking about you, but sure.
Oh, you know, I'm talking to fellow acquaintance.
Yep.
Who's also okay. He's bigger than me. Also, position dominated. Can you guess which one? Like by white people the most in the NFL? Quarterback. And that's
most popular player.
Yeah.
Because everyone's racist. They don't want a black guy to be the most popular player.
That's similar to that. That's how it was before. Like until like 25 to 30 years ago, like 90s, 80s something, there was basically a stigma going around the NFL where everybody knew that black guys aren't smart enough to play quarterback. And the same stuff, and then it was this
not
dude,
racist at all.
No, then there was barely a black quarterback in the NFL back then, and there was this dude called Warren Moon who was a black quarterback, and they gave him a chance, and he was really good. And now, I believe at least like there's like 25% blacks in a quarterback position, 20% in the NFL, but most are still white.
Okay.
And that always seems to continue, but you can't find a white cornerback in the entire league. There's like 95% blacks, which is crazy. But what was I gonna say real quick?
Somehow basketball and blacks.
Yeah,
Like
that was
black,
the
20-somethings playing basketball.
If you okay, so basically, 6'7" or taller, you're black, American, in the United States. Chances of them playing professional basketball or college basketball will at one point play pro basketball really, or have at one point really, really high.
Is that at that point a binary choice? Either you play basketball or you get killed by a cop?
Dude, JJ. You need to stop that shit. You know that, right? You know that 96. I'm not starting that statistics because it's gonna spark a debate. Okay, it's gonna spark a debate.
Yeah, I know that it's not true. I know it's a stereotype. I just like joking about it. Okay?
Statistical bullshit. But these race differentials in sports are fascinating though. Like without it's not supposed to be any knocking anyone, but the same thing with the black quarterback these days happens a lot for white running backs.
Probably also not a lot of Asians, right?
In the NFL? Don't know one.
Also, generally, sports, especially. I mean of course, in Asia, but
yeah, there's exceptions like Yao Ming, who's one of the tallest basketball players and one of the best of all time. But
I thought Asians were short.
I mean, they are in general, right? But he was pretty tall. Happens.
Those are the types of people that win, the what do I call the mathematical Olympics thing? What is it called again?
Exactly, math Olympics, whatever.
That's what they win.
Fields medal, all that bullshit. The same stigma happens to white running backs these days, where people think, okay, he's a white boy, he's not a running back. For example, that happened literally this year. There was a guy in the draft who came out of college. Yes. He's a running back and he's a white guy, which rarely happens, right? Okay. And so a lot of people believe that he was valued too little because he was a white guy.
Should have tried blackface.
Should have tried it. As he was still taken somewhat early, and he's pretty good. But that's just kind of had stigmas that were definitely brought up. Same as with the black quarterbacks back in the day. Interesting fact though with the basketball, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's we also whose fact was better? I think they were both pretty good.
Yeah.
So we might not have a winner this week. We're also not making this into a competition on the air. We're not.
But off the air,
off the air. We're off the air.
Best believe.
As soon as it stops recording, we're throwing punches. you best believe.
Metaphorically and physically.
If we threw punches physically, I might win.
You probably would win.
I might win, even though Jada did martial arts at one point.
The thing is, if I get enough space, maybe. But the problem is, you probably have pummeled me by the time I got up.
But specifically because we're sitting on a sofa right next to each other, and there's literally no escape for you.
If we were sitting on opposite ends of the room, I would have more space for movement, which would give me. I don't want to say an advantage, but less of a disadvantage.
Either the time to leave.
Yeah, that as well.
Or more movement to operate. Yeah, exactly. But
that's
the way
movement and leverage and that kind of stuff. Because strength, that's your domain.
Yeah, but the way we're sitting right now, there wouldn't be any. If I started to throw punches on the spot, you wouldn't be able to escape.
I probably have a lower center of gravity as well, which is good.
Maybe
for grappling and stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, longest fact of the week segment we've ever had.
Yeah.
By a mile.
I mean, to be fair, the first topic was relatively short.
Yeah, and the facts were interesting this time.
Yeah.
So was the halftime show was also not that long. But we got a second topic still coming up. Stay tuned, people, after the quick message from this sponsor. Just kidding, we're not sponsored. JJ, what is the second topic?
We can't get sponsored right now, but that's another story. It's starting to be Christmas season.
Starting to be Christmas season? Yeah.
Well, depending, if you believe the supermarkets, it was Christmas season before Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, them damn Christmas fairs are basically open.
Yeah,
as soon as November rolls around, they starting. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So, that actually made me remember one thing, and that is, you know how you give presents to everyone on Christmas, or at least your family and friends.
Yes, I do.
And stuff.
Acquaintances.
Yeah, and that is.
I have never gotten you something for Christmas. Never. I got you stuff for your birthday.
Yeah. He got me a fidget spinner.
He didn't get me shit, and I that's not all I got you. What else, JJ? Tell him what else I get you.
You gave me a deck of cards that you signed.
Famous magician signed it.
And like some candy.
I gave him a candy bar and a deck of cards that was signed, and it was still sealed, and there was a signature on it. And I gave him a fidget spinner. 2 of those things I picked up at a gas station as I came to his birthday party.
Which kind of ties in with my point. And that is, technically giving gifts is not the best idea. I know the gesture and all, but if you look at it from an economical standpoint...
I did it just because I thought it was expected of me to do it. That's when you get invited to a party, you bring shit.
Of course.
That's what you do.
So, for you, of course, it's even worse because you bought it at a gas station, which is like overpriced as shit anyways.
Yeah, but there's a gas station on the way here.
Yeah, I know. There's 2, but that's besides the point.
There's 2 gas stations. I was at 2 gas stations too, because the first one didn't have no fidget spinners. Sadness.
But actually, I think there's 3.
Is there 3? You know what? Let's do that.
But depending on which route you take.
Let's do it after we end the broadcast, okay?
So,
what route do you think I'm taking? Anyway, yeah.
Wait, that won't be stupid. Anyways,
pretty straight line from Miles to yours.
Okay. Anyways, the point is.
Yeah.
That if you buy yourself something.
Yes.
You give that item a value. Mm-hmm. And that's basically the amount of money you're willing to pay.
Yeah.
And you only buy it if it costs the same amount or less.
Yeah. Then what you value that.
So, at the end of the day, assuming you pay less because equal is like, that's a rare case I would assume, you're basically gaining value.
Yeah.
That might not be, like, from a market standpoint, that might not be true, but from your personal standpoint, you're gaining value.
Exactly.
If you're buying a gift, then you're basically buying something and you're expecting that to have a certain value for the other person.
Right.
But because you oftentimes don't perfectly match their taste, that leads it to you oftentimes overvaluing the items, so that at the end of the day, you give it to a person and, I don't know, you paid like $7 for a fidget spinner, and the other person doesn't really care that much about fidget spinners, plays with it for a week.
You fidget all the time.
Throws it away, I don't know. Not like in the trash.
And then a fellow acquaintance breaks it.
Yeah. I mean, that's totally an example that never happened, but...
never, right?
But, at that point, that's a loss of value.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I might have bought a fidget spinner for like $1 or $2.
All right. Yeah.
Because just out of curiosity.
Of course, right.
But I would have never invested that type of money, so that's a net loss.
I needed a fidget spinner. That's what I needed.
Yeah.
Needed to give it to you.
But
here's why in what case I'm gonna disagree with you, because you're looking at this from an economical standpoint, right?
Yes.
Now that's my domain. In economics, you said it's about you said, okay, your personal value, right?
Yeah, this is not necessarily.
And you said you're not looking at the market and like the fiscal value as much. That's what exactly. It's about the money. It's about the financial value. That's all that from the economical standpoint it is about. Okay, there's no such thing as personal value.
Of course, if you look at it from a market standpoint, you can always resell stuff.
You could, but also like, okay, is this thing worth $7? And from a market standpoint, it still is not, because it's a piece of plastic that spins around. So it's not worth $7. It's probably not worth $2. It's the same with the when you win like toys on the carnival and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Though, like you pay.
Also, carnival games are rigged.
Yeah, they are. That's another topic.
Yeah.
It's another topic. You pay $5 to play and win a stuffed animal, which costs them like $1.
And again,
or less.
They're even rigged, so you probably won't even.
And if you're not even gonna win, you play 3 times. Pay 15 ducats for that. That's how they make money, though. So yeah, when you continue,
if you have children with you, you kind of have to.
You kind of have to. It's like,
because otherwise the child starts crying, and you know.
Oh, here's a pro tip, right? Here's a pro tip. When you a parent, and
chocolate.
not what I was saying. It's not a good idea to do that.
Also, they get to fat children whenever the child tries to give them chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then by 5 years old, they got all rotten teeth and all that shit.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? We're swerving off topic again. We need to get back there. But listen. When you're a parent, and I'm not a parent, but I know how this works, right? This is a psychological thing, right? When your kid like falls down or has something,
laugh at them.
Don't laugh at them, but look away. And move on with your day. Like say your kid just like he's a little kid and he just falls down or something. You look away and you don't acknowledge it, right? And then you just look at like and be like, all right, just get up and come on already. And then turn around and walk on.
And then the wound gets infected.
No.
You know.
No, it's not like he face plants himself off of a roof. You know when a 3-year-old just falls down on his knee.
Still, like.
Because the thing is, right, if you...
Then he can still get affected, but yeah.
Because if you pay attention and be like, oh my god, shit, you alright? Then then the kid itself will believe, oh, this must be pretty bad. And he starts crying and being mad about that, right? But if you're like, oh, no big deal, just get up and come on already, or just ignore him, he will be like, oh, he's not, like, my parent is not reacting. Whatever, I'm gonna get up and go. Because if not, he'll believe it's worse than it is. Pro tip. JJ.
So, there's parenting tips from like an 18-year-old, 19, 18...
Dude,
18, right?
Dude, you gotta be kidding me, man.
I always get this wrong.
Before we started this podcast, we specifically talked about when my birthday is.
Yeah, so 18.
And since you know that you're a half year older than me, and presumably know your own age...
Yes.
What an
also,
asshole.
no one would believe that I'm older than you.
Would they not?
Like, if they saw us sitting next to each other, no one would believe that I'm older than you.
I mean, we're both adults, right?
Yeah.
As kids, okay, but like, you're probably not gonna like outgrow me in like height and width anymore.
Well, definitely not height. The other,
you need to start working on that if you want to do that.
Oh, I was thinking not like shoulder width, but more like, you know.
Okay, fair, but that's also just I'm working on that.
Guts spilling out.
Height is probably still possible. I mean, males grow to like 21.
Yeah, I've heard of that before.
So there's still, I mean.
You know, this topic was supposed to be about like economics. And stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, from a personal standpoint, gifting is a loss. You're still gonna do it because of social stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, just wanted to mention.
This is the thing, right? Counter argument to that. Maybe from a personal standpoint, it's more valuable when you get yourself stuff. Imagine if a woman buys herself a rose on Valentine's Day for $2.
Like, buying flowers is probably never of value, but
as opposed to being gifted one.
Okay, yes, the sentimental value of the flower would be higher if it's
because you were
gift.
talking personal value, right? The gift would be like she would probably go, okay, if I get $2 for she would probably rather pay $2 for someone to come up and give her a flower than just to buy the flower herself, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's the same object, it doesn't make any difference, right? But the whole psychological thing, right? That plays into that.
Talking about psychological things.
My favorite topic.
We did already do the psychology life hacks topic.
When you're affected a week, I got a grain of sand in my eye since last night, and it's still there, and I'm winking my eyes all day.
Okay.
It's awful.
That makes you a winker.
Does it? Just continue.
Close enough.
Just continue. You freaking winker.
So, I mentioned it before, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but
damn it, yeah.
If you want something from someone, and you start way higher.
Drag him, hit him with a $5 wrench.
Yeah. So, the idea is, like...
Don't demonetize us.
You want something from someone, you can, and you're not sure if they're gonna give it to you, you can ask for way more.
You said that in the...
They're gonna subconsciously feel bad, and then you can ask them for what you actually want, and they're more likely to give it to you.
100 tickets, and then 2 tickets.
Yeah. That's just a quick recap, because it is really fitting, and
Still
I just
works.
wanted to mention it again.
If you want to know more about that stuff, we did it in one podcast. It's called Psychology Life Hacks.
Because every video is someone's first video.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that somewhere. Like,
It's true.
according to our viewer counts, it's probably not.
Every
not true.
X is someone's first X. Not in the, you know, also in the human like standpoint, but I probably should have chosen a better letter than X for that. Fair point.
Oh, I thought when you said not in the human sense, I thought you were talking about axes as like chopping trees.
No, I was saying as a relationship thing, right? Like let's insert another letter there. It doesn't matter. You still know what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So just wanted to mention that really quick again.
Every Morty is a Rick's first Morty.
Exactly.
All right.
Every Rick is a Morty's egg.
Yeah.
Here's another thing that I think is very interesting. I guess we should really call this topic something about like psychology and economics or something, because there is a definite connection there. That's something that I briefly mentioned to you before we started.
They call that marketing management in economics.
That money, specifically like electronic currency or paper money, isn't worth shit unless everyone agrees that it is worth something.
Yeah, money, like paper money specifically, isn't worth
like
anything.
Coins, it really depends on the material.
Back in the day, they would still have coins, but they would make them off of an equal value of some material, right?
Yeah.
So they have like a gold coin or a silver coin.
Which, hey, in that case, the gold value doesn't fluctuate.
Yeah.
Because it's literally the currency.
If it's the currency.
It can't fluctuate.
But this is another thing, right? We also agree that gold is worth stuff.
Yes.
Because gold in and of itself, I'm sorry, isn't worth stuff either.
But gold itself has a certain rarity to it, and it can be used for applications for certain types. So,
which is also where money gets its value, because it's limited.
Yes, except that...
That's how inflation does not work.
Except that it isn't, first of all, because... Again, like, oh, we don't have any money anymore.
Let's print it.
Let's just print more.
But then it becomes less valuable.
And the second issue is counterfeiting, which they've gotten better at not allowing that by just putting all kinds of crazy security into the money.
I did have like a practice work at a bank for like a few weeks at one point, and I got some of that information to how they check on that, and it's pretty cool.
There's so many different things, and like every now and again they're just like, oh yeah, we rolled out new money. There's even more check things on there now.
Yeah. Australia and Canada got some really great currency. They're fantastic.
I've heard people say that Canadian money looks like Monopoly money.
It does look like it, absolutely does, but it's cool. Like compare that to the United States dollar. That's the worst. That's the worst paper that there is for money. It's awful. It's horrible.
I'm pretty sure it's also cotton, but that's right.
Might be
American currency.
Is it?
Is made
I don't even know. It's so
like
bad. That American money, like the United States dollar, feels like Monopoly money. If you've touched
Canadian looks
once you've touched other money, it feels like it. Canadian looks like it, but it's like all nice and plastic, and it feels like fantastic. I'm running next to the Lee. Plastic fantastic. JJ, we're gonna say something else?
I was just saying that I find it so fascinating that our entire lives these days is very much focused around money.
Of course.
Like, you have to get a job to earn money to pay your bills and all that stuff. And all of that is so arbitrary when you look at it from an outside perspective.
Well,
of course, we don't have an outside perspective, but...
Well, but money is the easiest way to break it down. Because otherwise, you could start from this, right? What stuff do you need, right?
Yeah, of course. That's how
you need a house.
That's how trading happens, and then later they develop money to represent the value.
Exactly, because a blacksmith might not want a chicken in exchange.
Who doesn't want chicken though?
Maybe the blacksmith is a vegetarian.
Whoa, that's a vegetarian blacksmith.
A vegetarian blacksmith.
That's interesting because usually when you think of blacksmith, you think of those like ultra manly men.
Yeah.
And then when you think of vegetarians, you don't think of that type of person.
Fun fact, that's also a stereotype.
I know. There's two stereotypes in there.
Yeah.
One about vegetarians, one about blacksmiths.
Exactly.
Not that there is that many around these days.
Yeah. Vegetarians or blacksmiths?
Blacksmiths. I think vegetarians are getting more.
There's probably more vegetarians than blacksmiths these days.
Yeah.
Even though in the Middle Ages it was probably different.
Probably not, because back then meat was very expensive.
Okay, voluntary blacksmith.
Not by choice.
Exactly.
But, you know.
Yeah. When meat was still a luxury good, which these days it's not anymore for some odd reason. Well, in some countries it certainly is.
there's also another issue there that's like tangentially related.
Let's not get into that, alright?
I think we've gone into that before as well.
Did we?
I don't know. I think we did. We definitely talked about that.
Which one? What topic do you mean?
Like, how eating meat doesn't make any sense, and how morally speaking, you can't really find an argument for it.
Yeah, that's one of the that's the logical thing, right? That's what the whole vegetarian argument and vegan argument.
Also, then comes the point where if we wouldn't feed livestock and instead would eat that stuff ourselves, there would be more food.
Yeah, we need less grain for that. And that shows that meat is a luxury good, right?
Yeah.
Because if we didn't have the money to like afford meat and raise cattle and grow unholy amounts of grain to feed said cattle, we could grow that same amount of grain and
bake cookies
and feed the entire population, right?
With cookies,
or just grain, just corn.
But gotta make cookies so I can pay people with cookies to make more cookies.
Like grandmas and all that shit?
Exactly.
Like build prisms out there? Shoot fan.
Turn light into cookies.
Check out our Cookie Clicker series if you want to.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Hey, come on, we're plugging our own channel on our channel. That's cool.
Yeah.
Also, you got something else to add to this topic, though? Economic stuff.
No. Do you have anything? I mean, you are studying economics.
I am studying economics.
Anything interesting?
Yeah. My favorite part and the most interesting one is always the psychological part, right? The marketing management, as I mentioned before, because there's so much stuff that you could trick around with the pricing and how to manipulate people into thinking they need stuff when they don't
Center
really.
Stage effect and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So,
no one ever buys anything from at the very top or bottom shelves.
Yeah.
Which is why that's the cheapest stuff.
Rarely. Sometimes I do. But the thing is, like, okay, that's just because people can, like, most people are in the height range where they see that.
Yeah, but then supermarkets put the most expensive items right there,
of course,
where people buy them most.
Yeah, sure. But another thing, for example, is like the historical development, which is interesting because, okay, it used to be in a way that that demand was higher than what people had to sell, right?
Yes.
So back when that was the case, strategies of companies were just focused on producing as much as possible.
Yeah, and of course.
Companies basically didn't have to do any advertisements at all.
Yeah, because if the demand is there.
Yeah, exactly. And now that has changed to we call it a satiated market, right?
Yes.
When the output by all companies combined is higher than the demand. Now companies need to follow advertisement strategies, and the whole marketing concept had to be developed to be oriented toward commercials and like customer relation, right? In order to still dominate on the market, in order to still survive on the market. Because if you don't do that, people won't buy your shit no more.
Yeah, so if anyone, working in marketing for a company is listening to this, Alex knows what he's talking about.
If anyone's working in marketing for a company, they've already completed the fucking degree that I'm working on.
No, I'm saying you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We would make good advertisers.
Right? Oh, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
Right.
All right. I see that. I might go into marketing though. That's probably my favorite subject in all of economics so far.
Gotta work for a big company and shamelessly get all the marketing gigs to our channel.
Yeah. Be like, oh, hey, we work at Google. Let's put some TrashcanTV ads or just link the channel and all that. Like, if we worked for Google, we could just have our channel's videos be the first ones to pop up. I was
thinking the other way around. You work for, Amazon or whatever.
Yeah.
And you just, get us all the product placements for Echoes or whatever they're selling these days. Kindles.
Oh, okay.
And we basically make the ads for them and then get the money that from their marketing budget, and you just basically distribute part of your company's budget to go to us.
That's good. That's good. I mean, don't tell them our evil plan, but if Amazon ever wants to hire us, I know stuff about marketing. It's advertising, so it's
exactly.
I'll be the perfect guy for the job, and I run a YouTube channel by myself.
Wait a second.
Okay. in economics terms, we would also call you a stakeholder because you own 50% of the company. So do I.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
50% is cool, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get maybe I'll get a co-host at some point. Because what Jada doesn't know when he signed the contract is that I can fire him at any given time.
When did I sign a contract?
You didn't.
I should not say that on the air.
You didn't know that no more. I got it. I got it with me right now. I can show you later.
Well, technically, we did make a contract, just not a physical one.
Yeah, it's true.
Which technically is also legally binding. Just that there's no witness, and so it doesn't. So even though it's legally binding, I can't prove that their contract was ever made.
I was gonna beat you up. If you don't admit it, like I'm gonna beat you up.
Yeah, of course, you have it easy there.
Exactly. Also, I shouldn't say that on the air because it's not advertiser friendly or something like that. Are we getting into the song of the week?
Sure. Because we rambled on long enough about psychology and economics.
We need to leave the people on a high note and a bad musical pun.
Haven't said that in a while, I believe.
Yeah, that's true. As we always do for these podcasts. JJ, what is your song of the week?
So my song of the week is Surrender by Cheap Trick.
I do not know that song.
You do not know that song? Okay.
Why is it your song of the week?
It is my song of the week because, first of all, it's a good song. I mean, that's kind of a prerequisite here.
You've had bad songs before. Pretty sure.
Well, that's a very subjective thing, of course. But
check our music debate. Music is not subjective. Jay just gets stuff wrong sometimes. Check our top 10. That's what we're gonna do maybe in like one of the following podcasts. Redo our top 10
Yeah,
bands.
we should really do that.
Because goddamn, JJ, you went off road.
I did get some stuff wrong. I admit to that.
Damn it.
As opposed to you, I can admit my mistakes.
Yeah, check that out and then tell them in the comments like, oh, bet JJ, you shit. Hope you get it right next time.
I was gonna...
What do you mean as opposed to me, you admit your mistakes? Like throwing shade at me even while still being the accused? Come on. When have I ever... Okay, first of all, made a mistake and not admitted to it. Like clear mistake. Objective mistake. Never admitted to it.
Of course, I can't think of an example right now, but it does not mean that it didn't happen.
How about I can think of like 20 and it didn't happen. You
just admitted that.
Who's got the burden of proof right now? You or me? Oh,
my claim is not necessarily extraordinary, but I guess technically
you're still claiming stuff. Yeah. When we claim stuff, you need to prove it. Alright, just throwing out allegations is like, oh, yeah. Like in a situation where
doesn't mean it's not true.
Prove it. Doesn't mean it's true. Prove it. Just because he's saying it doesn't mean it's true. At the moment where you're accused of something and in defensive position, throwing shade out to turn it around in a different way so people will look at me like, oh yeah, he's actually the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy in this place. I'm the blue collar worker. JJ is a tyrant. Fact.
So back to the song.
Right.
So I think I first heard that song actually when listening to the Awesome Mix Volume 2, which is the soundtrack to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay, there's some good songs off there.
Yeah, they generally have a lot of good songs. And then, shortly after that, I watched a TV show. If anyone cares, it was Californication.
It's a TV
which is
show?
Also the name of a song, I know.
Didn't know that was a TV show.
There's so many music references there.
Didn't know that was a TV show.
And they were playing that song, and I was like, I think I've heard that song somewhere before. And then I looked it up, and because it was a cover version that they played.
Is it a good song?
It's a good song.
You should put it in the playlist that we use to share music.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, just the fact that I heard it in multiple places, just made me want to pick that at one point.
Song of the week, and here's a legit song of the week because this has been the song of my week. In a way that this song has been the song that I've listened to and have in my head for the most part of the week. Blaze of Glory by John Bon Jovi.
Oh, yeah, I could have seen that one coming.
It's a damn good song.
Yeah, I'm not denying it.
I've argued before that... Okay, I said that the top 5 song of... Like, top 5 Bon Jovi song claim was pretty tough and pretty far out there. Because there's so many staples. But it's a top 10 song by far.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely a top 10 song. Top 5 is tough. Because the top 4 are pretty much set, right?
Yeah.
For me, at least. That's the thing. And then you got Complicated and No Apologies. Which are and Bad Medicine, which are all competing for that 5 spot.
Yeah, it's not in top 5.
I'm gonna throw
but it is really good.
Blaze of Glory in there. It's a really good song.
I mean, you can't knock a song if it's a top 10 Bon Jovi song.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
That means it's a top. That means it's a top 150 song of all time.
Easily.
But yeah, well, not easily, but yeah. It's not easily. Bon Jovi's not untouchable. It's unbreakable, but not.
I was about to say, but he is unbreakable.
He's unbreakable. I can't doubt that.
It's also complicated.
Dude. Let's not throw all of those out there right now. I hope you like this video, this podcast. Like the video to keep the series going. Like we're not gonna keep it going, right? That's what we do every week.
You already said we needed to count how many weeks we've been doing this.
This one, like the podcast?
No, the channel as a whole. Because we started.
Oh yeah, right, exactly. because the number of podcasts. This is the 23rd, by the way. Lets us know how many weeks we've been doing the channel so far. That's all we need. That's what we need to know. But yeah, like it anyway to show support, and tell me in the comments what am I wearing on my head to have a say in the construction of a future podcast.
Also, if you like this series and you want to see more of those types of videos,
he's gonna tell you to subscribe.
Exactly, subscribe to the channel. I mean, it makes
which has the added benefit of actually getting the giveaway of being able to
see, there's some bonus tricks for those who watch till the end.
Yeah, that's what we tell every single time. Like at the end,
no.
Pro tip: sub first, then comment.
That's it.